Hi, so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the sort formula to sort some of your data. So you can either sort it by A to Z or Z to A, or you can sort it by date. So if you want the closer dates at the top, and then the further away dates at the bottom, or vice versa, you can also do that as well. There's a lot of different options you can use with the sort formula, and it's super awesome. So let's go ahead and show you how to do those. And then I'm going to show you actually how to add in your sort formula with your filter formula. So if you haven't watched the filter formula video, go check it out. And then I'll show you how to actually put those two together nested so that way you can sort your filtered data. But let's start off at the very beginning. So I have a set of data here. We have our different tasks, we have our different due dates, and we have our different statuses. So our first option is you just use the sort formula to sort this data, and we can either sort it by task name, which it currently is, or we can sort it by the due date, or we can sort it by the status. So there's many different options you can do here. So I'm just going to delete out the current formula here, and I'm going to show you from scratch how to do it. So we're going to do the equal sign, and then we're going to write in sort. I'm going to click on it, but otherwise you could just put your left bracket in there. It's going to ask us a range. So I'm going to select the entire range here because I wanted to show the entire range because we have options for our tasks, our due date, and our statuses. So I want all of those to show. So now I'm going to do my my comma, and then it's going to ask me what column do I want to sort it by. So this is where you get to decide where do you want to sort it. Do you want to sort it by task name? So maybe you want to put those I can't even say the word today. If you want to alphabetize it, whatever, we're not going to say the big word. Or you could do it by due date, or you could do it by status. So you could decide where you want to do it. So for our first example, I'm just going to do it by task. So I'm going to choose column 1. This is column 2, and this is column 3. So I'm just going to put in a 1 there. Then I'm going to put my comma, and now it's asking if it's ascending or descending. So do I want it from A to Z, which is ascending? Or do I want it for descending? So from Z to A, or Z to A, however you want to pronounce Z. So this is where you're going to put true or false. So if you want it ascending, if you want it A to Z, you're going to put in true. But if you want it descending, if you want it to show it from Z to A, then you're going to put it as false. And that way it will show. So I'm going to show you the two different ones. You can also do more sorting columns if you want to get more specific on it. If you're like, okay, after we sort it this way, then I want to sort it by another way. You can put them in, but remember, because these have square brackets, these are optional. You don't have to put in more conditions if you don't want to. I'm just going to do the basics. So once I've put in my range, my sort column, and then whether I want it ascending or descending, I'm going to put my right bracket, and I'm going to hit enter. So as you can see, it automatically pulls in our lovely data here, and it's sorting it by the task. So as you can see, we had task 6 up here, but now task 6 is down there, and it's adjusted every information to match it. So as you can see, all my task 6 data is down below here. So it automatically arranges it. So now I can go back into this formula, and if I put in false, it will do descending. So as you can see, it's starting at task 6 and going all the way down. So you have that option there. It's very flexible. But now what if I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to do by due date. So I would choose column 2 because it is my second column. And you can see it's now doing it as the furthest away one all the way to the closest one. So as you can see, it's descending. If I wanted to change that and do it ascending. So if I do true, there we go. You can see it's got March 3rd because that is the top date, the A version. And then it goes all the way down. So it's all in order. And then you see the task names adjust and all the other information adjusts as well. So I could do the same thing with the status. So if I click in here, I can change that 2 to a 3. And now it's showing all due today together, overdue, and then upcoming. Now, with our conditions, remember when we selected this and it gave us the option to sort column 2 and then, to do a second sort, you can actually do this. So if I'm sorting by status and it's showing due today and overdue, if I had, so let me just change this one to a 1. So as you can see, I have my 2 tasks that are overdue. One is March 1st and the other one is March 3rd. You can see it's going in order of what is laid out here because the March 3rd one is first and then the March 1st one is second. So that's what it's showing over here. But if I use that condition of doing the second version of the sort, I can sort it by the due dates now. So when I do have ones that have the same status, it will arrange it so that way this could go first. So it'd be show March 1st, and then it would show March 3rd. So what I would do is I'd come into my formula here. I would go right after my true because that's where it's ascending. Now I put my comma, and now I could do my second sort column. So now I would do my second column, and then I would sort it by true. So I do ascending from A to Z, and then I hit enter. So as you can see, it now shows March 1st for my overdue first, and then March 3rd. So it gives you options to get very specific if you want to. You don't necessarily have to, because if you just want to show it by status, go right ahead. But you can actually sort that out as you want. So if you have different categories, for example, and you're sorting it by category, and then you want to sort it maybe by A to Z by task name, then you can have that second sort option. Or if you want to sort it by due date, you could have it there as well. So lots of different options there. And here's just some examples of how, like, what we could do with the sort formula. So you can sort tasks by due date, which is what we've been doing. You can sort your expenses by amount. So if you want to have the highest amount showing and then the lowest amount, or vice versa, you can do that as well. If you want to sort habits by alphabetically, you could do that. If you want to rank goals by priority, so if you have all your different goals and they have priority levels, you can actually rearrange them so it's sorted by the different priorities, and then you can sort logs newest to oldest as well. So it just gives you, it automates it for you versus having to create filters, for example. Like if you were to create a filter for this specific table, so if I go filter, I can change it by due date here if I want to. But then again, it messes up my data and I don't like the way it works. So that's why I like using the sort formula along with some of my other formulas to automatically sort it for me without needing to use those filters, because sometimes it just makes my data table look really messy with filters. Filters aren't bad for having in your table. It's just, for me, I like to automate it so that way it looks nice. Like as you see this, it's nice and sorted by status and then by due date, and then it's nice and pretty and it looks very clean, right? But anyways, the next thing I want to show you is how you can add in your filter and then sort it as well. So I'm just going to delete what's currently in here, but we're going to nest in the two formulas. So in the previous video, I showed you how to filter your data, and now I'm going to show you how to take that filtered data and to sort it. And it's super easy. We're just nesting one formula inside of the other. All right, so now in our top left corner here, I'm going to put equals filter. Now I'm going to select the entire range of data that I want to show up because I want my tasks to show, my due dates, and my status to show up. I'm going to select the entire range here. Then I'm going to do my comma, and now it's asking my condition. So I want to base it off of the status that it's overdue. So I'm going to select the range that has my statuses in it. Then I'm going to do equal sign, quotation mark, overdue, and make sure it's spelled exactly the same as how I have it here. And then I'm going to put my right bracket. So this is just filtering out my data here. So as you can see, it's filtered only showing the overdue. So if I make something overdue, so let's say this one's overdue as well, you can see it's going to show only those tasks that are overdue with that status. Now, it is not showing me in the order of due date because I want to see March 1st, then I want to see March 3rd, and then March 18th. I want it to be in order from A to Z. So now I need to put my sort formula around that, and then it will actually sort it for me. So now I'm going to double click where my formula was. Now in between the equal sign and the filter, so let me just zoom in there a bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. All right, so we're just going to double click in there. So we got our filter formula. So in between the equal sign and the filter, I'm going to put my left bracket. Now I'm going to use my keyboard to go over one because now I want to go in between my equal sign and my bracket, and I'm going to put in sort. So you can either type it out or you can put in sort. Now we've got a range already there because that is our filter that is bringing up the range. So I'm going to go to the very end of my formula. I'm going to put a comma, and now it's going to ask me my sort column. So remember, we have 3. So I'm going to put number 2 because I want to sort it by date, and then comma, and it's going to ask me if I want it ascending or descending. Because I want it ascending, I want March 1st to show first, and then March 3rd, and then 18th. I'm going to put true. Now, if you want it descending, make sure you put false. And then I'm going to put my right bracket and hit enter. So as you can see, it's automatically filtered and sorted my data. So it's only showing overdue tasks, but now it's sorted them. So it's showing March 1st, March 3rd, and March 18th. So now if I come over here and I change March 18th to, let's say, February 4th, it will show first. It will automatically sort it. So again, this is why I love the sort formula, is because it does all the work for me. I don't have to go and manually change any filtering options of my data. It automatically sorts it for me so I can see it. So that's how you would put them in together, is you would just make sure that you have your sort formula and then you have your filter formula as your range. So again, it's nested inside. And then after your filter formula, you have your column as well as whether you want it ascending or descending. So super easy to do. It may take a little bit of practice getting to know what goes where, but that's okay. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Hey, if you're brand new to Google Sheets and you want to learn some more stuff about Google Sheets, please check out my free mini course, the Wild Heart Spreadsheet Academy. This is a completely free mini course showing you the basics of Google Sheets so we can help up-level your skills. Plus, you also get tutorials to show you how to create a cute weekly planner, as well as a free custom GPT that helps you plan out your first 5 spreadsheet ideas. So come join us in the class. I'd be happy to have you there. I'll link it below. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you there. Bye.